Good evening, Blues. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Andy's Man Club Mersey Blue podcast. So we're here tonight to talk about the Arsenal-Everton game at the Emirates on Saturday evening. With me tonight, we have Carlos. How are you, lad?
Yeah, great. Thank you, mate.
Excellent. We did have Mark, but we've had a little bit of a technical hitch stateside. So we had to lose him, unfortunately. I know we will be listening to the show, so Marco, we're thinking of you, pal, and hopefully you can join us on the next one. So before we start, I want to just give a couple of shout-outs. First one to our mate, Chris Darricott, in the blue corner on YouTube. Massive fan of the channel. We're a massive fan of him and his channel. I appeared on his channel last week down in St Helens for an Arsenal preview. So Chris, if you're listening, and Blues, hop over and give Chris in the blue corner on YouTube a follow. And talking about St Helens, my second shout out of the evening goes to a young lad, a fan of the show. I'd finished my business in St Helens and I was waiting on the platform to come home to get the train back into Liverpool. And a young lad, early 20s, I'd say, called Declan, comes down the ramp and he recognised me and we got chatting and he's like a listener of the show. So Declan, if you're out there tonight, lad, thank you so much for coming over, saying hello, having a little chat, and thank you for your support. Okay, so all that out the way, let's get on to Arsenal against Everton. I was really surprised when I saw the team sheet. Carl had put it out in our group, our MVP group beforehand. No Branthwaite and no Tarkowski. So we lined up with 4-2-3-1. Jordan Pickford between the sticks. Jimmy Garner right back. O'Brien and Keane in the middle. Mikolenko left back. Idrissa Gana Guy and Tim Irabunam in the middle with Dwight McNeil, Keenan Dewsbury Hall and Ilian Njai across the front, all backing up Beto. So, I thought we started the game well, to be honest. We went up there, let them know that they were going to be in for a game. We had a great chance to open the scoring on 17 minutes. Ilian Njai crossed the ball to Dwight McNeil, and he saw his goal-bound effort somehow blocked by the flying foot of Calafiori, I think it was. The lad brought his leg up at the last minute, and it was a hell of a block, to be fair. Then Dwight McNeil goes close a second time. This time, seeing a long-range effort hit the post. And then we had the point of contention. Well, it's not the first point of contention for this match that we're going to discuss tonight, but that's a little bit for later. Arsenal had an appeal for a penalty, and it was turned away. So I think it was Kai Havertz goes into the area. Michael Keane goes with him. Now, seeing the replays, Keane's foot does catch Havertz's foot. Havertz goes over. All I'm going to say to you is I've seen them given. Finally, we've got a VAR break, but if it would have been against us, I'd have been raging. But like I say every week on the show, and the boys back me up with that as well, nobody knows what a penalty is anymore. 10 minutes later, and Raya denies a shot from Keenan Dewsbury Hall. He got into the D and unleashed one. A good save. The whistle goes. Both sides going level. I thought we gave it a really good go in the first 45 minutes. Half time, Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Carl, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I thought we started off the game really, really well, mate. Unexpected seeing the team lineup and thought, first when I heard about the team lineup, I thought there was someone winding me up, saying about Branthwaite, who I knew hadn't gone to the warm weather camp, and Tarkowski were both injured, because he clearly wasn't injured when he did his Toffee TV interview. So obviously, a trainings and hopefully they won't keep him off for too long, and they'll both be fit for Saturday. Whether that's a good thing to bring them back too early, because we definitely need them. Although I think O'Brien and Keane, and on the whole, did all right as a pair. I was dreading it. I mean, he starts off really, really well, as you say. First chance after about 16 minutes from Dwight McNeil. Great shot, great defending by Arsenal. I almost thought that was going in at 1-0. And then you see a few minutes later, another shit. I thought it was in. I was up off my chair and it hit the post. I thought, how unlucky did we get? We created a few more chances later on. As you say, Dewsbury Hall. I'll go on to their penalty, but I thought of it. It was a penalty. But then I was like, fuck off, we should have got a penalty at Hill Dickinson and didn't fucking get one. So there's your fucking come up and say that, fuck cunts. So I was so buzzing, even though I was almost 100% sure it would have been, it was a penalty. And why? Because it was the top team and top team in the league at the minute. Why he didn't get it? I'm shocked, but we got a little bit of luck on that occasion. Winning a half time 0-0, well satisfied with the first half, considering we had a few injuries and whatnot out. I mean, you look at the injuries we've got Grealish out for all the rest of the season. We've got Branthwaite and Tarkowski out for I don't know how long, because no one said. So losing three huge players like that, plus the points that we've thrown away early on in the season, where could we have finished in the season so far? And we're going into another three top games in Chelsea, Brentford and Liverpool.
Yeah, this is true, mate. All good points there. Okay, Blues, let's take it to our amazing sponsor, Andy's Man Club. Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m, except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club, it's good to talk. Welcome back, Blues. That was our amazing sponsors, Andy's Man Club. Remember, lads, it's good to talk. So, the second half starts, and I thought again it was in like a positive manner. We won an early corner. The ball bobbles round in the area. It comes down to Beto. He spins on a sixpence and gets a shot off, only to be denied by another Raya save. Then Arsenal come close to breaking the deadlock with a long-range Eze shot. In fairness, I think Pickford was probably beaten. I don't know if Carl will agree with me later, but that went just wide. And then we saw Thierry Barry come on for Beto on 69 minutes. A couple of minutes later, Keno gets his head on a Ghana guy free kick. I think it was Ghana guy who took it anyway. Only to see the ball deflect off the defender and go behind. Moisey makes a double substitution with 5 minutes remaining. Merlin Roll replaces Tim Inabunam, and Harrison Armstrong comes on for Dwight McNeil. And then, wouldn't you know it, the deadlock is broken as Arsenal smash and grab a late goal. Kicking the balls, because I think we played really, really well. The game plan had stuck and whatever. It was Declan Rice. He put a long diagonal ball onto the far post. I can't remember who it was, one of the Arsenal players, but it catches his chest and kind of like rolls across the goal line. And there's Gokanes, who just taps home, and 1-0 to the Arsenal. Tiny George makes a late cameo, replacing Idrissa Gana Guy, before Arsenal secure the points with a second goal. It was just fluky. It reminds me almost like an ice hockey goal with the empty net. So the Blues win a corner really, really deep into injury time. JP comes up to give us the advantage. Ball bobbles round. Arsenal clear it. It falls to the young kid, Max Darwin, I think his name is. He just runs onto it. Someone attempts to tackle at the halfway line. Kid just skips past him. He races up through the Everton half and he puts the ball into an open net. Game over. Full time. Arsenal 2, Everton 0. Carl, what about that second half?
Yeah, say for 20 minutes and so 25 minutes. We were playing well, passing it around, creating not loads of chances, but a few little chances here and there, and then sucker punch. After the substitutions came on, which I think are far too late. Thierry Barry, I don't think he's great at coming on. By the time you get warmed up in the game and ready to go, it's like 20 minutes has already gone. Again, Tiny George with like 5 minutes to go. Just far too late in the substitutions. I mean, I know he doesn't like to try these young players, but you're going to end up fucking off somewhere else in the end, and then fucking someone's going to get the best out of him. So I don't know why he's not playing. Bizarre. And as you say, 89 minutes. Jokeres who came on, he may as well have been a bystander until he scored that goal, because I don't think he touched it. I was like fucking shocked, and then 1-0. I was like fucking cursing because we played in such a way that we deserved the points at the end of the day, and no one can tell me any difference. And I said, Jordan, he's obviously come to try and get the last minute equaliser and stuff like that. And to concede a goal the way he did, open goal like that, it was just catastrophic. I know we probably lost the game by then anyway, but 2-0. I think it flatters Arsenal a little bit too much, 2-0. I don't think they were that in it. They like the last couple of chances at the end of the game, and they were through our mistakes. You know what I mean? Especially the second one was obviously goalkeeper at the other end scenario. So onwards and upwards. We've got Chelsea next, which I think in a bizarre sort of way is an easier game because they've been a bit up and down this season, which Arsenal have been like a lot more consistent. So hopefully we can turn it round at the Dixie on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff.
Yeah. Before we go, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? So Thierry Barry stuck a couple of posts up on Instagram, and what had happened, or from what we can gather has happened, is that Thierry got some tickets for friends and family. Unfortunately, those tickets were in the Everton end. Arsenal get 2 late goals. The goals are celebrated by Thierry's mates. I don't know if they're Arsenal fans, I don't know, whatever. Or where they got caught up in the emotion of like a young kid kind of scoring a breakaway goal. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it turned, it turned a bit unsavoury. And, the Everton fans had to go with them. And I'm sure Carl will agree with me. I'm in no way at all condoning any kind of violence, do you know what I mean? However, if you are to put fans in an away end, a team to play as good as they did, the fans to, be emotional and really up for the game and everything, and to lose a goal so late, for every action, there is going to be a reaction. Now, he's come out and he's kind of blaming Everton fans and whatever, but I don't like to slag him off because you know what I mean? He's an Everton player, he's a young kid. We all make mistakes. Christ, I've got reached 55 years old and I've made like a million in my life, do you know what I mean? So, but no, I don't know, Carl, what are your thoughts on it? Because it's like the elephant in the room, and like a lot of like Blues social media and fan channels and stuff are all sort of saying we don't want to ever see him play for Everton again, and one thing and another. What do you think? Where do you sit?
I mean, I really don't. I haven't followed this to the hilt as much as some people. I've seen a lot of people's comments about how he should never play for the club again. I've seen his post saying that these are like fans of him and they follow him around. So obviously they're in the Everton end because he plays for Everton. He turned up at games for Villarreal and Basel and other teams that he's played for. He follow him. So whether they were getting wrapped up in the fact it was just a goal at the end of the match, you know what I mean? Because they're not. I know they should be mindful of the fact of where they are and they're in the Everton end. If you're going to cheer a goal for the away supporter, the Everton fans aren't going to take it. You're going to get your head stoked in. So, I mean, that's my point of view. I don't know whether there was just an error on their part or certainly a bit of an error on Tierno's part. But what that's going to do for Everton, I'm not sure, because Moyes won't stand for it. If he drops him out the squad, at least with one striker and possibly a Jai as a backup or like playing behind him, but as an option, but that's not really an option as such. And Beto is not the best clinical striker in the business end of the season, really, when we need all of our players. So I'm a bit apprehensive. Don't know what Moyes is going to do. I can understand the fans, the way they've spoken about him and they want him out and stuff like that, but as you say, he's a young kid. He's made a mistake. His friends, if you don't take my actions and deal with them, you know what I mean? I've got to be responsible, so his friends should be responsible. You know what I mean? Knowing that obviously you're in the way, and if you support an opposition's goal in any way, you're going to hit your head kicked in. Especially Everton, you know what I mean? Don't take fools don't suffer fools badly. So other than that, I've got really nothing to say. I'm hoping it blows over, but I can see this running.
Yeah, like I say, before we leave, nobody at the MBP condones violence in any football stadium with any set of fans in it like that. Myself, Carl and Marco. So just finishing off then, I thought, we went down there with a game plan. We give a good account to ourselves. And in my opinion, we held the best team in the league this season for 89 minutes. I think I'd like to have seen the subs a little bit earlier, but like Carl had said to me off air, and it was a really good point, is everything was happening in according to plan. So Moisey's obviously just tried to replace the tired legs, and sure enough, like a couple of minutes later, the opening goal is scored. But hey, let's leave it on a positive, shall we? We're still 8th in the table. We've got a game at the Dixie against Chelsea, which is winnable, Blues, on Saturday, like Carl had said. Yeah, one game at a time, I think now. I think we've got like 8 more games left. So, yeah, we're going to leave it there then, Blues. Carl, thanks for hopping on, mate. A pleasure as always.
No problem, mate, anytime.
Okay, Blues. So we will be back next week to analyse the Chelsea game for you. And hopefully we'll have our technical issues with Mark over in the US all tied up. All that's left to say is up the fucking toffees.